Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Ubi from Ubi on the Beat, and I have a guest here today. This is my friend Kiki.
Hello.
This is the first friend that I made here in Dublin.
And the only.
The only. Yeah. The only, but don't tell the others, please. So today we are going to be talking about like a variety of topics, mainly not feeling black enough, or not so much not feeling black enough, but being made to feel like you are not black enough. And because it's such a heavy topic, we're actually gonna pop a bottle.
Yes, girl.
Before we start talking.
It's necessary.
No, it's necessary. So I suggest that, you guys over there as well, get something that's gonna relax you, because yeah, it's gonna be like a more hectic topic than you would normally see on my channel. So yeah, like we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about colorism a little bit, and yeah guys, so if you want to hear more about that stuff, then definitely keep watching this video, because that's what we're going to be talking about today after we pop this bottle.
Yes.
Woo!
That was such a low.
Yeah, that wasn't like a, oh my god,
like a
yeah.
So, need to get into the zone.
Now we're going to get into the zone with the champagne. Yeah, champagne, darling. Here you go.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, how do we even begin this? Like, okay.
We definitely need to cheers.
Yeah.
And look at your name, because if you don't, bad things will happen to you. And cheers to you.
Cheers to you guys, the subscribers. Cheers to the people who haven't subscribed yet for whatever reason. Even though you are killing my channel, you're watching, constantly watching, you're always here. Even though you have my WhatsApp number, you're still not subscribed. Cheers to you.
Cheers to just subscribe. Guys, it takes 1 minute, literally. I think some people don't do it because they think it's like tedious, gonna take time.
No, it doesn't take time. It doesn't take time.
And it's great. Like it really makes like everything better, and you get like the suggestions
and the suggestions, and yes, suggestions based on the channels you subscribe to.
Exactly.
Anyways, have you had your first sip?
I have. I'm gonna have another one.
It's about to be heavy. So actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read this message to you guys that I got from a friend, the one who actually was the brains behind the idea of this topic. Not so much that it's not something that I've never wanted to talk about. Like, it's something that I literally spoke about a few weeks ago with a colleague of mine. So it's not something that someone was like, oh, do this, and then I'm like, yes, I'll do it. But it's something that we've spoken, like even on Friday.
Yeah. On
Friday we had like an extensive conversation about the whole thing. So I'm just gonna read this message to you guys, just so you have some sort of like context behind this whole thing. And yeah, brace yourselves. Okay, so this is what the message says. Being a Niger girl who doesn't really culturally identify with the culture because you've never really lived there, being a black girl in South Africa and not identifying with any of the South African cultures because you aren't Zulu, Tswana, etc., and obviously you're not white. Apart from your actual race, do you think you're not black because of not being able to speak a vernac, both South African or Nigerian, or it's never really mattered to you? Wow, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. Actually, the first time I'm actually hearing that, like that's...
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. I didn't even know that, as a black person that's lived in South Africa for so long, I think I just automatically, if someone even had to ask where you're from, I'd be like, oh, she's from South Africa.
Yeah.
I've lived there for so long.
Yeah.
But I guess I've never thought that you also have, like, your own like issues with identity.
Identify,
Because like, do you identify as South African? Because
Yeah.
South African, some South African will be like, no, you're not, because you can't speak Zulu. And you know how sometimes South African girls just throw in the language that everyone understands it. But that's actually interesting. I never thought of it that way. So what do you identify as, darling? It's a heavy question.
It's a heavy question. It's a very heavy question. So when I was having a conversation with this colleague of mine about this whole thing, it wasn't the first time that I'd spoken about it, right? So I have a friend. She's black, she's South African, but she was adopted by a white family. So she doesn't speak Zulu. Like obviously, and her family is like American. Like they're South African, but they're American. So she doesn't speak Zulu. And I was having this conversation with her family, and I think when you have that conversation with people who are not black, it's a lot easier to talk about than having that conversation with people who are black, because as black people, we're so like deeply rooted in the culture and like our ancestry and all that stuff. But for me, I'm not deeply rooted in Nigeria. I'm not deeply rooted in South Africa. The reason I'm not deeply rooted in Nigeria is because like I have lived in South Africa more than half of my life, and I left Nigeria when I was really young. There's a lot of things that you can ask me about Nigeria that I won't know. Like I genuinely won't know, because like I didn't really live there at a point in my life where, you know, you remember a lot of things. Like we left when I was 10. And that, for me, that's pretty young. That's a pretty young age to leave. So I lived in Nigeria for 10 years, but there's a lot that I don't remember. The stuff that I do remember is like family and things like that. And then in South Africa, like I didn't have black friends like properly until I was in varsity.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have black friends until I was in varsity.
But what was that, because like black people were not accepting you, or was it just like you were just in a school that was predominantly white, or?
So it was a combination of both. Like black people weren't the most accepting because I didn't speak to, like the black girls in my school literally referred to me as a racist against black people, and I was just like, how?
And you basically grew up in a predominantly Zulu area,
No. I grew up in Westville. I've lived in Westville. The only time I didn't live in Westville was like the first 6 months we moved to South Africa. No, it was the first 3 months we lived in Reservoir Hills. We stayed in a hotel. The next 6 months we lived in Pinetown. It wasn't actually Pinetown, but it was Pinetown-ish. And then after that we moved to Westville, and Westville is like predominantly white suburb.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the friends that I had outside of school were white.
Okay.
And then my school was an Indian school, so there were not a lot of black people in my school to begin with. So I never really had the opportunity to like have like really deep connections with black people to the point where I would learn their language. So for me, high school was just like most of my good friends were either white or Indian. So I never had the opportunity to learn the language. And because I didn't learn the language in those years of my life, after that it was just like, well, learning language isn't easy. And then when I went to uni, that was when I had black friends, because I went to Forte, and it is a black university, and I had black friends. I learned a little bit of Xhosa, but it was just like the basics, like greetings, and like I learned a few words along the way. And I feel like with Xhosa people, they mix English more in their conversations than Zulu people do, so it's easier to pick up on what the conversation is about when you're in a conversation with Xhosa people as opposed to Zulu people. But back to the question of identifying, no, I do not identify as South African, even though I'm like quarter to getting a South African passport. I do not identify as South African, and I don't identify as Nigerian. In terms of identifying, I see myself as more like I don't want to say global, because I'm not. I feel like I've only lived in a few countries. I've lived in Europe, and I've lived in South Africa and Nigeria and Botswana. I've lived in Botswana as well. But like I feel like I'm more like an African person. I don't specifically identify. Like if you ask me what I am, I'll tell you I'm Nigerian. I wouldn't tell you that I'm South African.
Yeah.
Because if I had to pick between the two, I'm Nigerian. I'm not South African. And I've had Nigerian people tell me that I don't look Nigerian. I've had South African people tell me that I'm obviously not South African. So it's like when you get told from both sides that you're not part of them, it's hard to identify and say that, oh yeah, I'm South African, or oh yeah, I'm Nigerian. Like even here, I always make it a point to, because obviously, like I came from a South African office, so people just automatically assume I'm South African, but I always make it a point to be like, I'm actually Nigerian. So yeah.
So it sounds to me like you actually do you identify as Nigerian, even though you might not feel that connected to like Nigeria, because you didn't grow up there, and assuming you obviously can't speak.
I think that's always a thing that like gets to people when you're like, I only speak English. So when I tell people I only speak English, like they're always in disbelief, and they're always like, no, you're lying. Like I have so many black people who tell me, no, you understand what we're saying. Like they're so convinced that I understand Zulu or Xhosa, and I'm like, I don't. Like I've lived among the Xhosa people long enough to know how to spell people's names
and pronounce
things and stuff like that, but I don't speak the language. There's a lot of words in the language that I don't understand. Like I don't speak the language. So it's always
not
like,
the easiest language, right?
No. So yeah, like,
do you feel like when people like don't believe you, do you feel like maybe they like, oh my god, like how can you not speak the language? Do you feel like it's in a negative way?
Yes, it's always
like,
in a negative
are you
way.
Like a snob, or
it's
like
always it's always in a negative way. And you do get the people on Twitter who are like, they feel disgusted with black parents who have kids that don't speak any of their African languages, and I'm just like, I'm one of them, and I'm at the point where I'm okay with it. Like in as much as yes, there were a lot of times where I genuinely didn't feel like I was black enough. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn a language. Oh my gosh, like I need to feel. Because majority of people speak the languages.
Something, and like people don't have it, but like black people are like the first people to make you feel excluded. Like it's so easy for them to make their own people feel excluded. So I could just be like, okay, Udi's from Nigeria, she's my sister, she came to South Africa. I don't know your circumstance, I don't know what happens in your house, but I'm automatically just like, oh, you don't know how to speak the language, or something wrong with you. Like when there's something wrong or they perceive as wrong with you, we will call it out, just like make you feel excluded. You know? And so I'm not surprised that you saw that on Twitter, because like
Twitter is hectic.
It's a lot.
It's hectic. Like there was even this chick that I used to work with, and she'd do this thing when I'd come around, and she'd literally start speaking Zulu because
to, like I said,
exclude me. Yeah. It's a lot, and it's like it's the reason I've been made to not feel like I'm black. Have you ever been made to feel like you're not black?
Actually, I haven't made to feel like I'm not black. Maybe not like as black as other black girls, because things would be like I'm very like mixed in terms of like the culture, so I don't like just belong to Spain or Xhosa or Zulu. It's like just the whole combination. And my name doesn't make sense because my name is Sutu, but my name is Xhosa, but I don't speak Xhosa, and it's just like, girl, where you from? Like, can we place you?
Please,
because you must belong to something. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why
they need to put you in a box.
Right? And I'm just like, no, I'm one of flaggers, I'm a rainbow, I'm everything. And it's just like, no. So I have made to feel like you're not like, I don't know,
black. Like you're black, but you're not that black.
Yeah, like you're not that, because what do you belong to? It's just like nothing. I speak everything. I'm everything. My family is, it's a lot, So I think in terms of that, but I think I am also fortunate because like I do know how to speak a lot of languages, and some of them I just picked up like on these streets, and but I haven't really. So for me, it's not really that bad.
Let's talk about the hair thing,
Okay.
actually, because you have like an afro and I have relaxed hair, even though like this fools the white kids into thinking that
They don't put this one has got a different hair. It's just like, is that still you? And they don't know what to ask.
oh my gosh, can I tell you what happened at work a couple of weeks back when I changed my hair to the short pink roots and that hair?
Yeah.
The lady at the cafeteria, she was like, are you the same girl that had the other hair the other week? I was like, yeah, that was me. That was me. She was like, yeah, I just wasn't sure because your hair's changed, so it could have been a different person. Oh my gosh.
But you know, like just to touch on that before we go to the hair thing, like so we're in Ireland, right? And like I think in other parts of the world, you know, what like white people can be very naive. I think it's naive. Some of them are just rude, but like Irish people will ask you such questions and you just like, yes, it's like it's me. Or like I had my braids and I did them and they're like, how did your braids over this long become that? Like, did you cut your hair? And I'm just like, but for some odd reason, as opposed to, you know, other white people out there, which I'm not mentioning, but they are very respectful. So like, you're not even angry at them. It's just like, you really just don't understand. Like, I think people need to know that sometimes when a white person asks me something, it really is pure ignorance.
They really don't know.
They don't know
really
because they
don't
just
know.
surround by people that look like them. They don't have exposure to people like, they don't understand our hair, they don't understand our culture. So that's just something I picked up living here, that shame, like,
they really don't know. And there are not a lot of black people in Ireland, and the black people that are here, they're very, like, they keep to themselves a lot. I mean, you do get a lot of interracial relationships here, but the black communities are black communities, and the rest are white communities, and there are not a lot of black people in Ireland.
Integration is not really, and it's not even, I don't even think it's at that point. Like, Ireland's not one of those very cosmopolitan countries. So
no, it's not. It's not cosmo. It's not that cosmo.
So it's not at that point where it's like Paris or France
or like London.
Yeah.
Because like at work, I'm the only black girl on that floor.
And then she keeps changing her hairstyle, and they still think she's somebody else. It's just me. I'm the only one here.
Oh my gosh. But okay, let's talk about the hair thing. Have you ever had relaxed hair?
Yeah, for the longest time.
Did people ever make you feel like your blackness was diminished because you had relaxed hair?
Of course, yeah. Because, you know, the thing is, like, you'll get some of, you know, the girls that have natural hair or have a more natural look about them, and it's like, oh, why do you relax your hair? Why are you trying, you know, to be white? To be white, of course, because it's like relaxing your hair so it's straight, and the only race that has like straight hair is like white, or you know. So there was a point I was like, and to be honest with you, that's part of the reason I started going natural. Like, yes, it was like my relax. I was getting tired of relaxing it, but it's also that like I was like, why do you relax your hair? Oh my gosh, I've been tricked into thinking that this is what beautiful is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through that thing. I'm like, no, this is not beautiful. I'm gonna show that I'm African, I'm beautiful, whatever. And then I went natural, and then it's a struggle. But I did go through that. Like, people are like, oh, and it's always, of course, black girls.
Black girls, no, Pacific.
So you have relaxing too. Were you natural?
No, my hair's always been relaxed from as far back as I can remember. Like, growing up, my hair was shaved off. I had my hair, and then I think maybe when I was like 7 or 8. That was when around 7. That was when I started growing out my hair. And then from that, I don't recall having my natural hair for long, because my mom had relaxed hair, my older sister had relaxed hair, so like relaxed hair is just all I've known all my life. And then when the whole natural hair movement started, girl, like, you know, you got to the point where people made you feel like, why do you have relaxed hair? Why are you trying to be white? Why are you trying to be Eurocentric? Like, why do you not have an afro? Like, why is your hair relaxed? Why do you want your hair to be straight so badly? And like, first of all, relaxed hair is all I've known. That's all I didn't know. And I never had a point where I had the choice between relaxed hair and an afro. and up until that point, I never felt like I wasn't black because I had relaxed hair. So for me, it was such a big conundrum because I genuinely wanted to cut my hair so badly. But if you guys know me, you've seen my hair, you've seen my relaxed hair, and you know my hair is like, yeah, it's long and it's beautiful, thick and it's full and like it's bouncy. So why would I want to cut it and get an afro when and it's not like my hair just happened to be like that. I take care of my hair, like I have a hair regimen. There are things that I do and things that I don't do to my hair because I want my hair to grow, I want my hair to be full, I want it to be healthy and all that stuff. So yeah, like I got to a point when I felt like I need to cut my hair, I need to do like a big chop. I went through a phase when I didn't relax my hair for 6 months and it wasn't great for my hair. Like my hair was not happy when I did that. So I went back to like my hair regimen. And my sister, she's very sporty, like she is very fit. She's a fitness bunny. She goes to the gym like almost every day. She runs almost every day. So and her and both things are really cute. But she cut her hair because of that, because like she was constantly sweating. So like the whole thing was to wash your hair. It was just like, nah, she's just gonna cut her hair, have natural hair, blah blah blah. So I had that conversation with her and I was like, no, I wanna cut my hair because I want an afro, and she's like, don't do it. Because we have thick hair.
But if you were given a choice, like someone said, okay, today don't worry about it, like if you want an afro you can have it, and if you want straight hair you can have it, what would you choose?
I would choose to have the afro just because I want to know what it's like.
Okay.
Because I obviously I know what it's like to have relaxed hair, but I don't know what it's like to have an afro for me. And my thing is, my problem with the whole afro situation is that when they tell us that this is what an afro should look like, it's never our type of an afro. It's like a mixed girls type of an afro. It's not the 4C, 4A, kinky curly type of afro. So for the longest time, like I've watched the YouTubers and I'm like, oh my gosh, how'd you get your hair like that? How'd you get your hair like that? And then you find out that they're mixed and you're like, okay, but like that's or my hair will never look like that.
Or it's effort, like you need to twist it, you need to sleep like this, and then you need to buy all these products and whatever, all in an attempt to make it look curly. I mean, even me, like even the thing I've got here, that's like curly, almost like replicating like or trying to look like, you know, the mixed girl natural hair. You know, so yeah, that is actually
so.
But the reason I was asking what you choose between the natural and the relaxed is because I want to like shift it a bit to like what is considered beautiful, because I think that thing that you brought up where people are like, oh, why you're straight hair, you think it's beautiful, is because like the idea of beauty, like what we've been sold since a young age, is very Eurocentric. Like when I was a kid, all I wanted, I don't know if you guys just dark and lovely.
When you dark and lovely,
I wanted to look like that girl and dark and lovely, and I would tell my mom, no, you didn't relax for long enough, it's not straight enough, I look like this girl, because to me that's the image of beautiful for her with the straight hair. You know? So I also think that discussion of like, oh, why are you making your hair straight comes from that. Because we've been sold the idea that is beautiful. So I mean, that's why I was asking you, like, would you feel like straight hair you look nicer with straight hair? And if you feel like that, is that a problem? Like, you know, I've always been like, but like, what if I just feel like I look nice with straight hair? Is it really that thing that we've been conditioned to think that is nicer? Or am I allowed to just like straight hair? Or do I just automatically have to like how I look with my afro?
For me, like, because I went through that phase of like, I need to get an afro, oh my gosh, why is my hair? Like, because I went through that, I got to the point where I realized that, one, I keep my hair relaxed because that's what I know. Two, I like the way my hair looks. Like, I don't have a problem, I never had a problem with the way that it looked. It was always that, oh, because your hair is not an afro, then you're not black enough. It wasn't because my hair was ugly, or I've never seen my relaxed hair as ugly. It was just the blackness, right? And then with having relaxed hair versus like the whole afro thing, I don't think that, like, for me, it's not about being Eurocentric. It's about convenience. So what I know, what I've done for years and years, all my life, is relaxed hair. So that's what's convenient for me now. To switch to an afro means I have to get a new regimen. I have to spend more time on my hair because, like, even my brother, when he grows out his hair, it's really thick, and for me, I use that as a basis of what my hair would look like if I had an afro. And 3, the shape of my face. I have very, very strong features. Like, my face is very chiseled naturally. And so I always have, like, with having short hair, I've always had this fear of coming across as too masculine for a woman, especially as a dark-skinned black woman. There is that thing about, like, oh no, she's probably like a transgender or something because she's like really masculine and things like that. So for me, like, having an afro would mean having shorter hair than having my relaxed hair. And I just feel like for my face, having longer hair, like just a bob even, looks really, really good. And I like the way that it looks. And having been made to not feel beautiful with my dark skin and my features and stuff like that, it's one of the things that really pushed me away from, like, even going with the afro, because it means I would have to have a shaved head. And even one of the guys that I dated was like, don't do that, like, don't shave hair thing, because it won't look nice on you. So yeah, like, it's not just that, there are a lot of contributing factors. So it's not just white, straightforward, like, I want to be I don't want to be Eurocentric. It's not about that at all. It's like what I think looks good on me. And like, even last year I wanted to buy this short wig, like a black really short, and pixie cut. Yes, pixie cut. I really wanted to do a pixie hairstyle. And I asked my friends, I was like, do you think this is suit me? Do you think this is suit me? And they were all like, nope, it doesn't suit your face. So
real friends.
I jokes. But I have actually purchased the hair now that I wanted to buy last year, and I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see what it looks like, and then if it doesn't look good, then I can say, okay, fine, it doesn't look good. Yeah. But what if it does? Yeah, exactly. And I'm not gonna know until I actually make it work. Yeah. Take.
Yeah. But like, now that we've touched on like the beauty thing, I think we should talk about like beauty in like the black community. Yeah. I think I was telling you earlier on, like, I hate this word black beauty. Yeah. Like, it makes me so mad because I'm just like,
because why is it black beauty? It's the same thing as like man flu. Why is it man flu? Why is it not just because it's beauty. Like, there's no white beauty, black beauty. It's just beauty.
But when I hate it, like, now that it's about a black person, it has to have like,
it has to be different.
It's not just beautiful.
Yeah.
Most people, but you're black beauty.
Yeah. That I feel like that. I agree with you. That phrase is very problematic in itself, because the whole point of having the black beauty is so that we can have this space where black women are being made to feel that they are beautiful. And it's not just black women, specifically dark-skinned women. Yeah. And then when you put the black in front of it now, one, excludes the women who are light-skinned, and two, it already creates like a new box to put black women in. So you're not putting them in the same box as all the other women who are beautiful. You have now a new box that's for black women. Exactly. And I feel like it's unfair, because now it's a new box. It means that there are new criteria that you need to take. You need to have like small waist, fat ass, really, really dark skin, that you have to be extremely pretty. So you can't just be dark skin, you have to be extremely pretty, like you know, like the media will see you as like a pretty for a black girl, pretty for a dark skinned girl. Yeah. So you have to be extremely pretty. You have to like tick all these other boxes to fit into that box of like a black beauty. And it's like, no, there doesn't need to be another box. It just needs to be, you guys need to open your eyes and see that black women are beautiful. Like in every single shade that we come in, we're beautiful. Yeah, that's my chat.
I just, you know what, I feel like when it comes to Black people and like our beauty, like everyone dictates.
Yeah, people always want to dictate.
Like, can we just be like everyone wants to tell us, oh, if you want to be like considered beauty, must be like this, must be this skin tone, must be this. And then there's like trends, and then there's like the locators are in fashion now, and it's just like you don't look like music, you don't like beauty.
No, and then it's like it's either the locatos or the Mitlalis.
Oh, but the Mitlalis are always they're like So as a light skinned person, you did back in the day, you know, there's the saying, and is it in Tswana, but I'll say it in English. Basically, like a guy will ask you, like, did you bath in water in milk today? Like, because you're so light skinned, so you look like you like bath in milk. And it's just like, wow. So it's been a thing back in the day, but you know, yes, the lighter you are, the better it is. But I hate that now. I mean, for one, I'm happy that now the Black women are also getting, like the darker skinned women are also, you know, getting recognized for being beautiful. They've always been beautiful.
Always been.
But now it's like, okay, now we see you.
Yeah, now it's not socially accepted.
Not
all the dark
already.
skin, and you know,
you need to look a certain, but you can't just be dark.
You can't jazz.
No, naturally, like you need to be like, but you can just be light though. You can just be white though. You know?
Exactly. It's so frustrating. And what really pissed me off was the whole, like how light-skinned women tried to take brown-skinned girl. Because like in the song, we specifically have people like Naomi Campbell, Lupita Nyong'o, Kelly Rowland. They were all specifically mentioned as this is a brown-skinned girl that I'm talking about. And then light-skinned girls were like, what about us? And then there was a girl that actually made a song about she changed it from brown-skinned girl to light-skinned girls. And I was just like, what the?
I did not know this.
What the fuck is this? Like, I was like, delete this right now. But yeah, that really pissed me off because it's like, what was that song? Formation. Formation, one of the lines in the song is, I yellow bone it. And in a way that kind of promoted colorism it promoted colorism further, because it was like, I love you bone, but that was definitely promoting colorism. And like even when I sing that song now, I don't say I yellow bone it, because I'm just like, regardless of the fact that I'm not light skinned, I feel like it promotes colorism, because colorism benefits light skinned women, and not just in the Black communities, in Indian communities, in Latina communities, Asian communities. Like it benefits the lighter skinned women. So let's talk about colorism. Let's talk about colorism.